Recently I made some original trilogy repacks. So basically took a master set of original trilogy cards and broke it down into 200 different packs. I count Reflections 2 as original trilogy for the purposes of Star Wars CCG. What's in it is, in terms of original trilogy, original era cards, pretty much a master set of all those. So all the rares from Premiere through Death Star 2, all the premiums up until Reflections 2, so the anthologies, the enhanced sets, stuff like, all these guys, the Boba Fett with all the guys with weapons, IG-88, anthologies premiums, Jedi Pack, official tournament sealed deck premiums, and stuff like these premiums here from the not starter decks, two-player games. I have all the foils from Reflections 1 and from Reflections 2. I didn't put in the ultra rare foils. I didn't really have many of those, but I did flesh that out with the box topper foils. So Han, Luke, Leia, and Obi-Wan. Well, that's not quite true. It's Han, Luke. That's not right either. Han, Leia, Obi-Wan, and Boba Fett foils. That's what it was, because Luke is actually a regular foil from that set. So all the rares and foils except for those 4 ultra rares from Reflections 2 that I mentioned, but definitely the Death Star 2 ultra rares and the Luke and Vader from Reflections 1 ultra rares are in there. And then common and uncommon sets, you end up getting 17 commons and uncommons, 5 rares, and 1 foil per pack. And some packs have 16 commons and uncommons and 6 rares, just because I had extra rares and I was short on commons and uncommons to make it a perfect 5-17-1 for all the packs. So what we're going to do here is, after we went over what's in these, I have all these sets here, and we're going to use some randomization to help us determine which packs we're going to open. I did want to mention, I'll put a link in the description for this video, you can win a free one of these if you live within the USA. It's a guessing game based on maybe kind of a bit of a silly concept, but it's my SKUs, my item ID numbers in my inventory. So I'm going to give you a few inventory numbers for cards. So I'll give you the number and the card it goes with, and then I'll give you some numbers, some inventory ID numbers, and you'll have to guess. Well, you don't have to, but if you want to try to win a pack, you can guess what cards those correspond to. So that's probably going to make more sense after clicking on the link. But if you like puzzles, that might be a fun game. If you're a master cryptographer, it might be very easy. But hopefully it's fun to try to guess which ones go where based on how I have my Star Wars CCG store inventory organized. And if you get the most accurate answers, you'll win that pack. If there's a tie, we'll go with whoever got the most accurate answers first. But how this is going to work, I have Gold Squadron here, so 6 of them. I'm going to shuffle this up. We'll draw a card. Whichever gold we get, that's the number of packs we'll open. So if I draw gold 3, we'll open 3 packs. And then to determine which packs, I'm a big fan of R2-D2, so I got 1 card from each of the sets here that has R2 on it. Harvest. It's hard to find an R2 card from Special Edition, but you can see R2-D2 right there, surrounded by Jawas. And I've lost R2, so if I draw this card, we'll open Black Border Premier, for example. The original R2-D2 from New Hope. Dagobah. The R2 comeback card, so they had Luke's back, Leia's back. This is the R2 version of that. Jabba's Palace R2. Got the Endor Insurrection. I looked really closely for Death Star 2, and I couldn't find a single card that had R2 on it, so I'm just going to assume that he's already loaded up aboard the Tidarium here. It's the closest thing I could find to something that had R2 in it. You got Reflections 2, and then Reflections 1. So shuffle these up carefully. These are really nice sleeves in terms of how they look, but man, are they fragile, so I don't do any kind of aggressive shuffling with these. Try not to intersperse them too much. All right. Wouldn't work for a casino, but it should work for our purposes. All right. One more. Okay, so these will be randomized. And then I'll shuffle these up. Let's see, if there's 6 of them, what's the average? 3.5? Not sure if that comes out right. But yeah, we'll see if we open 1 pack, 6, or somewhere in between. And all right. Let's see. Shuffle it up a bit more. Okay, and let's draw this one. We are opening 3 packs. All right, I think that's the one I used in the example. So we'll open 3 packs. And then which sets are we drawing from here? We're going Hoth, Endor, and Reflections 1. Okay. So that's a good mix. Interestingly enough, Hoth, I tend to think Hoth, they did the best job on the physical cards themselves in terms of them, keeping their condition well and having been in good condition in the first place. Endor, especially the foils, there's a lot of really rough cards out of the packs. And then Reflections 1, I think they did a really pretty good job on the foils there. I think they learned from their Endor foils that were kind of ugly. All right, so I'll go Hoth. I'll just go in chronological order there. Also happens to be the order of likelihood of getting a really good card. Okay. 3, 4. I think that's our rare. It's a light side card. Couple of weapons to start out with. I've always wanted to work Tauntauns, and being able to move away from battles seems like it could be kind of fun. Yep, they smell like brand new cards. That's a nice smell. Takes you back to the 90s. Not as good as New Hope, of course. That's a nice card. Ability of the Power to the Power Harpoon Weapon Destiny. Medium Transport. My buddy Sean's watching. He might remember trading me one of these for a concussion grenade. I haven't forgotten, although it was 30 years ago. Close to it, actually. 28 years ago, that probably was. Wow. Oh, there we go. That's the one I used. What are the odds? I think that's an uncommon 1. And you get... I'm not going to try to figure that out in my head right now. And our rare is... Oh, okay. Well, he's not a main, but I think it's General Riken. Yeah. So, decent card. Power 2, ability 2. I didn't... Wasn't till a couple years of being in the game that I got more than just a couple Power 2, ability 2 characters. Okay, next was Endor. And I don't open a lot of Endor. I gotta remember where the rare is. I almost think it's the 1 9-card set that doesn't have the rare last. So, let's see here. Oh, okay, good. So, if there's... Does it tell me? 3 uncommon? 3 uncommon and 1 rare. Okay. So these must be the 3 uncommon. This is the 1 rare. And then 5 common. Oh no, yeah, you can kind of tell. I'll try to give some contrast there. It looks like they used, I'm not sure, the card that I have on top in my left hand, I'm trying to show the edge is a little bit sawtoothed there. I'm not sure if it's coming through very well, but yeah, it seems like they just cut a lot of these with dull blades, especially the foils. And I don't think we got a foil. It didn't look like a foil from the back. It's not super easy to tell. Okay, we got the 2 troopers, 1 from each side. This one's hard to set up, but it's pretty cool. The concept, at least, having weapons at sites adjacent to your battle site, and then adding 3 to their total power. So that could be fun with artillery weapons. Oh, I was just going to mention there's a light side version, and yeah, I think I've done that with Ewok catapults before. They forfeit for 4. You can forfeit to your used pile with, what you call it? superficial damage. So, kind of a fun deck, but hard to get the opponent to actually go along with you. He's a very useful Biker Scout. Okay, let's see what the rare is. It is, oh, okay. Indoor Occupation, yuck. So, that's one of the worst ones to get from the set. Hopefully I have better luck with Reflections 1. Yeah, there's a lot of okay characters to get in Endor, and vehicles for the dark side, and the AT-ST cannon, and some pretty good effects, and some okay interrupts, like Wounded Warrior. I love that in Destroyed Red decks. Alright, let's see if I can spot the foil from the back before we even really get rolling. Could be that one. No, that looks like Premier. Alright. Nothing obvious. Lots of times you see roller lines on the foil that are pretty distinct. Maybe that is it. Okay, well, we'll see. I'll try to go real slow. Special edition cards. Baragwins, these are still pretty fun to be able to retrieve a bunch of weapons. This one, I don't know, I feel like I've tried to use it, but maybe it hasn't really worked out, but canceling a Battle Destiny by losing a droid, and then trying to find a way to retrieve that droid, I suppose. Love his name, Blend In, and he's blending into the background. Clash of Sabers, that's a good card. Rebel Guard, no rares yet, unless I didn't really look for them. Okay, Rebel Trooper. I'm guessing this is our foil. Okay, it is. So, okay, that was the card I was thinking it was. It looked like a character from what I barely saw of it. White Border Hoth. He might be an uncommon, I can't remember. This one is interesting. Cancels a lot of pretty good cards. And also some not so good ones like Shoo Shoo. But yeah, being able to cancel back to tank, that can really mess up some decks. Canceling Death Star plans seems kind of mean. It's hard enough to pull off already. Okay. Our rare is... It was light side card, yeah. Foil, I should say. Let's check his forfeit and deploy if it's... Oh, is this blue? I still can't tell. Okay, that is blue. 5/8. I think this is Tantive 4. Yeah, okay. So it's a very rare foil, but... so, I know when I say very rare foil, that sounds good, but it's actually the least rare type of foil. Looks cool. Yeah, they did a good job with these. But, yeah, it could be worse. You can get pretty much all the red cards that are foils from this set for the light side stink. So I thought it was a character at first. Maybe I was not sure why I thought the blue was gray, but yeah, I don't know. Ending on a pretty good note there. So hope you take a look at the repacks that I made. These ones here, and I got a guessing game in the description. That'll probably end a couple days after this video's out, so if you see it much later, unfortunately that game will be over. But yeah, play the guessing game if you're seeing this relatively soon to where it came out. Check out my repacks. Both those links will be in the description, and I'm hoping to see you soon for more videos. Thanks.